Hi everyone, in this clip we've got an interesting point about keeping 1.5 metres from cyclists. But first, look at this guy near the lorry on the left.
Goes differently. I think that's a good positive point by him, the way he just walked into the middle of the road.
Cool.
Defending his space.
Yeah, cool, and that's why I put the signal on and told them.
This is a driving instructor training session where we're dealing with some out-of-town roads. But a little further up the road, we then encounter this scenario.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Limit points.
Yes,
okay with these?
so it's closing.
So I have to be able to stop.
Yeah.
Now it's moving, I can go.
Away.
Now it's off and I can go even more.
Yeah.
Alright, and I am going to go and
We've done this on the part 2.
I'm going to go and have a little bit of fun. So are you okay with limit points?
Yes.
You okay with offsiding?
Yeah.
So I'll check and I'm going over this centre line.
Ready to move back in case you see something.
No issues with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. There's less mechanical impact on the car. I would do it here if the blue car wasn't coming the other way.
Yeah.
I would offside this side of that corner.
Yeah.
No issues because my view was brilliant.
Yeah.
Onto it?
Yeah, there's the tarmac as well. You could see that the tarmac was okay from that way in. If there was trees and stuff and you couldn't see the road, I wouldn't do it.
Could you offside here?
No.
Never. So I've got to go slow enough to go around the corner. Now I can. Pinch a little bit. Stay out. Happy.
Now you're in, yeah.
Because the cyclists are riding 3 abreast, I slow down significantly to keep them safe.
Here's a good question for you then, mate.
Yeah.
So, if we need to be 1.5 meters away from those cyclists, was it my job to slow down
exactly there? Because we couldn't, right? There was less space, so we had to slow down. Less space, less speed.
Yeah, less space, less speed, absolutely. Yeah. But just think of that scenario though, that they're on their side of the road, they're choosing to ride 3 abreast in that group. But then it's me who's been, I wouldn't say inconvenienced, I wasn't bothered in the slightest.
Yeah.
But they need to be ready to do something different there because they're effectively, it's sort of like what we've just discussed earlier on about lane hogging. If you go into lane 2 without that need to be in there, you're then forcing people to undertake.
Yeah.
Those cyclists, if vehicles came the other way, they're forcing the vehicles to be closer to them than 1.5 meters, and it should be more at the speed that most people travel at.
Yes.
And that's a fairly big...
They caused us to do something different.
Correct. And they shouldn't do.
They shouldn't, but that doesn't mean...
They won't.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they won't, and it doesn't mean that we should go bomb it anyway.
So notice my reaction as soon as I saw them was to reduce speed, to reduce that risk.
Yeah.
If the fellas on the outside had just come off, and that's one of the reasons why cyclists want this room, is in case they just come off.
Yeah.
If he'd have just fell off this way, honestly, he's going to go straight under my wheels.
Yes.
So they need to, when vehicles are coming in the opposite direction, literally, to change what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always the better option used to for doing that with the second van. All good.
If they followed through.
Yeah. So, I'll get back onto this limit point stuff in a second, but if you've got any questions with those cyclists, would that have crossed your mind? I think it maybe would have, to be honest.
Yeah, slow down for them.
So look after people even though they're maybe doing something that's not quite right.
We're the one with licences.
Yeah. They want protecting, but often they put themselves into situations where they don't protect themselves.
There's a good little juxtaposition there of the two of them though, isn't it? Because if you think about the 2 scenarios, the lad with his wagon, which way? Yeah, he's going that way.
Sound.
The lad with his wagon, and he stood out wide to protect it. Well, he had a good reason to do that. You know, he was thinking, I'm going to open my door, and he's thinking, most car drivers don't give us enough space, so I'm going to make you
protect it. Yeah. That was fab.
Yeah,
brilliant. Really good.
You know, and we had the space to do it.
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas with the cyclists, we didn't have the space. We had to slow down.
Okay. So you manage each situation, and that's the key about being a good driver.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's an interesting little spot, that, mate.